So we do have a bottle. In fact, what's in that bottle? There's a golden bee in that bottle. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're going to use that golden bee to wipe out this room filled with soldiers in the chicken's house. What you got for me, son? He's got a key. Hyrule Castle key. Okay. I think we only need one key from the world to clear Hyrule Castle, so I think we'll do that next. You get out of my way. Thank you. So this guy... He's not doing his job very well. Can you get this red one off my butt? No? Oh, there's two red ones. The bee's gone! Okay, let's put the bomb down. And run some laps. Let's run some laps. We're in there. Okay, good. All that for some rupees. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do Hyrule Castle now. Up on Death Mountain on my tracker, you'll see some of the icons are surrounded in white instead of black. What that means is I have to go through dark rooms to get there. Like, I can technically, physically reach those areas up on Death Mountain. But because I've got to go through a dark cave to get there, it's saying that the logic isn't allowing you to go here yet. Does that make sense? Like, the game won't tell me, hey, go here and get this thing until we have the lantern. Because the lantern's functionality has changed a little bit in Randomizer. It still is a fire starter. It can still light fires in torch sconces and things, but you know how in Link to the Past where you get your little vision cone in dark rooms just around you? That doesn't show up in Randomizer unless you have the lamp. So, our uncle had a shield for us. Why he ran off without a sword, I will never know. And some more rupees. So that is Hyrule Secret Passage taken care of. So we can get everything from the... I can't get out of here. That's why I'm stuck in here. So, come here. We can get everything from the upper floors of Hyrule Castle right now, but anything down in the basement level, like anything after rescuing Princess Zelda, is going to have to wait until after we get a lamp. Again, this is something that you can actually... Wow, the castle's guarded by a chain chomp. That's not good. The castle is... most of the castle basement's dark. And I think there's only one treasure box down there anyway. There's more treasures in the upper floors than there are in the lower floors. So until we get that lamp, we won't be doing any dark floors. You can, of course, just memorize the layouts of the dark rooms and play them that way. But that is such a pain in the butt. Can I get some hearts, please? Thank you. The other fire starter is, of course, the fire rod, and then also the Bombos spell can do a little bit of what fire can do. Like, I think it can kill icy monsters. But the lamp itself, its function is to give you that little light cone around you. So that's why those areas are... On the tracker, at least, that's why those areas are bound in a white box instead of a black box. The other area you'll see that's bound in a white border right now is under the bridge down in Southeast Hyrule. And the reason for that is you need the flippers to get under there. But need is in scare quotes here. There are glitches and stuff that allow you to get there without flippers. And if you do that, you can go get that item early. But because a glitch is required, it's not inside of the logic of the game. And so as far as the game is concerned, this is not something you have to do. Single green rupee. Come here, little piggy. Come here. I'll get you from down here. Any keys inside of a dungeon, like the drop-off of monsters or that you find in pots, are not randomized. They're still in the rooms where you discover them. The pots themselves I have randomized. So if you walk into a room, all of the contents of the pots inside of a single room will be randomized. So a switch that's under a particular pot in one version might not be under that version. That guy just up and gave me a bomb. And that's not the guy I wanted to see here. But we do have to kill him to get the big key, so we can get our last treasure for the dungeon, which is a key to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is another dungeon where you kind of need a lot of small keys from out in the world just to be able to make any progress. So I think now we're going to go down into the desert where we have a couple of checks. Yeah, we can do some damage down in the desert. We do not have a small key for the desert palace. So, there's some areas we're not going to be able to get into. I think there's 2 treasure boxes we're not going to be able to collect from Desert Palace yet. But, there are plenty of other treasures to get. And there's a couple just in the desert that we'll check and see if they're any good. I think I might also farm up my rupees while we're down here, so we can go buy whatever Zora has available for us. Wow, that's a weird place for you to spawn up on that hill. The very loneliest soldier. The loneliest soldier of all time. These rupees will respawn as much as I want them to. Yeah, we'll do this, and then I think we'll go check what the Zora King has for us. So we have an empty bottle as well. Do I want to stop by and get some drink on the way? I'm not sure. I'm not very efficient when it comes to this randomizer. I'm not really efficient in any randomizer, really. I just like the treasure hunt aspect of it. Alright, we'll stick with 380 for now and see how many we have in a bit. Because we still have to actually go back down and around the coast to the Ice Wand Cave. But there's a box up here in the desert. Obviously, we can get that pedestal marker as well. That requires the book, but it also requires the second level sword, the Master Sword. The way the swords and shields work in this game, and also your gloves too, is they're progressive. There are 4 swords hidden through the game. Whichever one you pick up first is your lowest level sword. The next one is the Master Sword, and so on and so forth. I like getting armor very early. That pretty much just doubles our life meter. A beautiful thing to have this early in the game. Let's see what's on the ledge over in the western desert. If it's something that we don't need, if it's just like a single rupee or something stupid, I'm going to mark it on the tracker anyway. That's my indication that, hey, I don't need that thing. Don't worry about this thing. This is a very hostile... It's 100 rupees, and I do want those. This is an extraordinarily hostile desert. My goodness. I mean, the vultures are always here, but... Whew, stacking up those fast thieves. Oh, is this bomber mushroom just gonna... Is he gonna be a bro and leave us alone? I guess so. Alright, into Desert Palace. Oh, we don't have a fire starter, do we? Oh, we don't. Okay, so there's really nothing we can get in the western edge. In fact, pretty much just the ledge, I think, is the only thing we can reach right now. Yeah, because we need a fire starter to even reach the boss of this place. And then in this room, we need Pegasus shoes to get 10 arrows, which I'm not worried about. Yeah, let's just get the ledge then and get out of here. Not gonna mess with that Lionel. Not even a little bit. Ugh. There was... that Mimic is blocking my path. I want that 100 rupees, though. I do want the Hundo rupees. Let's get them. Let me think. Yeah, the eastern rooms in this dungeon I can't get to without a key. There's 2 boxes over there. There's the big chest over here, but I don't have the big key for this dungeon. What treasure does it think I can get here, then? 'Cause I don't think I can do anything here. Okay, that Mimic's out of the way now. Ugh, that wasn't very fair. There's some fairies up there that I'm not interested in. Oh, maybe there's a treasure box in the second half of the dungeon. First things first, though, I gotta get my 100 rupees. Wonderful. So does Vulture circle around? Let it do its thing. I tried to peg him with a rock, but he just was not going to cooperate. Okay. Nope, I'm done here without a key. So yeah, I guess we're done here in general. Let's try to get down along the coast now. And then whatever treasures are in Eastern Palace that we can reach. That must be where our progression is. In fact, I'm going to head that way first. There's only one treasure box if I go down along the coast, and it's a long way, but there's a lot of treasure boxes over in the Eastern Palace area. You can memorize which pickups are under which, like, bushes and rocks and things, or what's likely to be under there. I think the way it works is that each bush and rock that has an item under it has a particular item under it a particular percentage of the time. I think that's how it works. So if you know, like, hey, I know that these rocks, there's bombs under here sometimes. Like the ones outside of Link's house are pretty much the only ones that I know, because those are the ones that I've picked up the most. Just starting, every time you start the game, you pick up those rocks. We can get back here with a bomb. He has an item for us, but not until we find the green pendant in particular. We have a Master Sword, which is a beautiful thing to get. Another heart, and a little tiny piece of heart. Great. Yeah, let's go into Eastern Palace, see if we can do some damage there. Having level 2 sword and some armor is an excellent way to kind of start this run out. We need to slip underneath this fire bar. Whew! The Randomizer does give you situations like this, where this little guy is not supposed to be there. And it can be very... Oh, and that thing there too. Attack me from off screen. But it gives you enough of these interesting situations that I think it's worth turning it on. You can also randomize like how much damage enemies deal, and I don't think that is as worth it, because I don't want the super tanky enemies, and I don't want enemies that can deal my entire health bar of damage all at once. You know what I mean? So because pots are randomized, the button to open this door is in a different place. We're not going to be able to complete this dungeon. We might. So the reason it's saying that we can't get through this dungeon yet is because we don't have the bow. In the vanilla game, you find the bow in this dungeon, okay? And then you need the bow to kill the eyeball monsters partway through. The bow is the only thing that can kill them. Well, those eyeball monsters might have rolled into a different kind of monster now that don't require the bow to kill. But the tracker doesn't know that. So it's yellow on the Eastern Palace because it's saying, hey, we don't know whether or not you're going to be able to get all the way through here. For one thing, I don't have a lamp. So when we get to the dark room at the bottom of the dungeon, we're not going to be able to... I think there's a dark room in this dungeon. Or am I thinking of Palace of Darkness? Maybe I'm thinking of Palace of Darkness. I don't actually need to kill these guys, but... I don't want to take any damage either. They're kind of standing in my way. And I got laser shots, so like, hey, I might as well. Yeah, because it's not outlined in white. Maybe the dark room is not in the Eastern Palace. I think it's just the bow that's blocking us here. But if those enemies rolled into some other kind of enemy that doesn't require the bow, we might be able to get all the way to the end of this dungeon. And when you open up a treasure box inside of a dungeon like that, we're just going to click this number. So now the tracker is telling us there's 5 more treasures to find here. One of those treasures is the one in the big treasure box that I need the big key for. Obviously, we can't get that one. And one of them is the item that you get from the boss of the dungeon, which again, we can't reach because we don't have the big key for here. But there's still enough treasures in the first part of the dungeon that it's worth doing this full check. And hey, maybe it'll get weird with us. And the big key will be in the dungeon. Almost got our 500 rupees, which is beautiful. Oh, we do have our 500 rupees. Never mind. We have passed that goal. Here's our second chest we can get here. A map for Turtle Rock. So now when we get to the Dark World, we can open up the world map and see if Turtle Rock has an item for us. These also have hints. A glove is in Blind's hideout. We already got that. We already got that glove in Blind's hideout. Why you would check this dungeon before Blind's hideout? Because yeah, all you need is bombs to get into Blind's hideout. By Blind's hideout, they mean the hideout in the light world, not the associated dungeon in the dark world. Oh yeah, see, this room's dark. So yeah, we can't do anything in this room. So we're done there until we get a lamp. So, what's left to get? Zora's $500 item and whatever items in the Iceron Cave. One of those must be our progression item that will help us move forward. Let's go to Zora first. There is a second item in that area. It's yellow on the map right now because it requires the, well, air quotes, requires the flippers to get. There are glitchy ways to get it. I'll be able to take a look and see if it's something that we need, though. It can't be the flippers, obviously, because you need the flippers to get it. Even if you take into account that there is a glitch that enables you to, I think, walk on the water. The only way it'll put the flippers in that position is if you have all the logic turned off, which I don't. There is one and only one place in the game where no logic can prevent the item being placed in a position that you need that item to reach. And that is the big key in Skull Woods. You don't need the big key to reach the boss of Skull Woods. In vanilla, you need the big key to get the item. What's up there is a piece of heart. I'm not super interested in a piece of heart. I'm going to mark that off, that we've seen it. So in vanilla, you need the big key to Skull Woods to get the item. It's the fire rod in that dungeon. Well, in Randomizer, your fire rod is going to be somewhere else. It probably isn't going to be in Skull Woods. So the item that you get out of the big chest is just randomized. As long as that item is not in your logic, as long as it's not blocking something in your seed, the big key that opens that box can be rolled into that position. Because who cares? There's no need to open that chest. As far as I know, that's the only time that'll happen. We spent 500 rupees on a single arrow. And you know what? I'd do it again. Actually, we might have already had 30 arrows. We might have already been full up on arrows. We were. See, we spent 500 rupees on literally nothing, because it didn't even give us 1 arrow, because we already had 30. Alright, so... Ice Cave is what must be blocking us now. Oh, wait a minute. No, we don't have a castle tower key, do we? No, we don't. I can get into Castle Tower now because I've got the Master Sword. I've got the 2nd level sword. It's needed to destroy the little glowing bat monster that blocks off the Castle Tower. But we do need keys from the world to do anything in there. There might be one treasure we can get in the Castle Tower. If we're absolutely blocked on progression everywhere else, that's what I'll check next. But say this seed is going to require us to kill a Ganon to get into the Dark World. Say we don't... I mean, it's not, because we've already got our gloves. Let's pretend we didn't have our gloves. This is what I mean by double dipping, because we'd have to... Oop, this is some... Oh, just some hearts. Not interested. Shoutouts to Scott McIntosh, who sponsored this video, and to everybody who makes my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.